What time is it? Where did the time go? Seriously, how long have I been working on this? 6 hours. It was only supposed to take 30 minutes. I don't know, days. Ha- Have you ever looked at the clock and wondered where the day went? It feels like you just got started, but somehow hours have disappeared. If so, you are not alone. Managing time with ADHD can feel impossible, but today I'm going to show you exactly why it's so tricky. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can take control of your time and make it work for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we turn ADHD into your entrepreneurial edge. I'm Mina Raver, and as someone who's lived the struggle of managing time with ADHD, I'm here to help you navigate one of our biggest challenges: time management. We're going to start with a term you've probably already heard: time blindness. Time blindness is a common experience for people with ADHD. It's not just losing track of time. It's like trying to use a clock that constantly speeds up or slows down when you're not looking. Some tasks make hours fly by without you ever even noticing, while others make 10 minutes feel like an eternity. You might sit down to work on a task that's only supposed to take 10 minutes, and before you know it, hours have passed. Or on the flip side, you might think you've spent an eternity on something when it's only been a few minutes. Time blindness isn't just about losing track of time, it's about not feeling time in the same way that other people do, and how that reality affects your ability to organize your schedule. For many of us with ADHD, time does not feel linear. It can stretch or shrink or even disappear depending on what we're doing. This can make it impossible to stick to schedules, meet deadlines, or even estimate how long things will take to begin with. This is one of the reasons traditional time management strategies like strict schedules, planners, or time blocking, especially in small increments, can feel frustrating and be completely ineffective. These tools assume that you perceive time in a predictable way. But if you have ADHD, that's just not the case. But here's an important point: time management is not organic. Time management is a learned skill for everyone. Even people who don't have ADHD have to learn how to manage their time effectively. It's just that they usually pick it up more intuitively over time. And most of the tools available are built for their needs. For those of us with ADHD, we have to learn it consciously and put a lot of effort into it. That means understanding our unique challenges and finding strategies that will work with our brains, not against them, to help us build up a internal encyclopedia of how long things actually take. And we have to learn ourselves well enough to build tools in ways that support our unique needs. Now that we know why time management is so tricky with ADHD, let's dive into these 6 powerful strategies that will help you take control of your time on your terms. These are techniques that have helped me and my clients overcome the chaos and build time management systems that actually work. The first strategy is to externalize time. Since ADHD brains often struggle with internal time awareness, one of the most effective ways to manage your time better is to make time visible. This means using external tools and cues to keep track of how much time is passing and how much time you have left for specific tasks. You can use visual timers, alarms, and clocks, count up or count down to help you stay aware of time as it's passing. A visual timer that shows the passage of time, like one of those timers where the color changes or the bar fills up, those can be especially helpful as you're participating in a task or as you're deep into a task. It gives you a constant visual reminder of how much time you've spent and how much time you have left without you actually having to quantify it. Another tip is to set multiple alarms or reminders for important tasks or transitions. For example, if you need to switch tasks in an hour, start that transition 10 minutes ahead. Set an alarm for 10 minutes before that hour is up so you have time to wrap up what you're doing and make the mental transition into the next project. Strategy number 2 is break time into manageable chunks. This strategy of breaking time into smaller, manageable chunks, we've talked about a little bit in previous videos, specifically about how to break projects down into smaller tasks. We talked about things like grouping like tasks so that you can get more done by wasting less time and energy on task switching. Well, once you've broken projects down into tasks, you can do the same with the time that it takes to complete them. There are many time blocking methods like the Pomodoro method that champion the benefits of setting focus timers to help you get through bouts of deep focus. Typically for ADHD, though, those methods can be interruptive and even destructive to the process of managing time and tasks together. You need time to be relevant to specific milestones. And if you're like me and don't like to be interrupted when you finally zoned in and focused on a creative project, start trying it with physical tasks first. Getting a grip on how long it actually takes you to clean your office, for example, is a great way to build relevant experience based references of time passing. Number 3, this is another spin on time blocking. Traditional time blocking can be really very challenging for ADHD brains, but when done with flexibility, it can actually be a very powerful tool. Here's an example. Instead of rigidly time blocking your entire day, focus on blocking out time for just your most important tasks. These are the tasks that align most closely with your goals. They're the ones that will have the biggest impact on your business or your happiness. You can use a digital calendar or a paper planner, whatever works for you, but make sure to leave some buffer ahead of and after between each task. This gives you the flexibility to adjust if something takes longer than you expect, or if you need a little extra time to transition. There's a key here too. Don't just block out time for work tasks. Make sure you're also scheduling time for breaks, self care, and anything else that helps you stay balanced and energized. You'll want to keep documenting this over time so that your process can evolve with your self awareness. The fourth strategy is actually to set clarity around your task by setting start and end times for everything in your day. ADHD brains can easily get lost in a single task, either because we get hyper focused or because we're avoiding moving on to something else. Setting clear boundaries can help you stay on track, especially when those boundaries are visualized externally. At the beginning of your day, decide when you're going to start working and when you're going to stop. The same goes for individual tasks. Set a start time and, just as importantly, an end time. If you're not done by the end time, that's okay. You can always come back to it later. Plan on it. But having these boundaries in place helps prevent tasks from dragging on indefinitely, and it keeps you moving forward. The fifth strategy is to use accountability to stay on track. Whether it's a business partner, a mentor, or even just a friend, having someone who knows what you're working on and can check in with you can be incredibly motivating. Share your goals and your schedule with someone you trust, a friend, mentor, coach, and ask them to check in with you regularly to make sure specifically that you're using your time well. This external accountability can help you stay on track if you're feeling unmotivated, but especially as you start developing an encyclopedia of how long things actually take. You can join a group or community of other entrepreneurs with ADHD. Having a supportive network of people who understand your unique challenges can make a huge difference in your productivity and overall well being. And finally, strategy number 6. You may have noticed that all of these strategies really nail in the whole keep track and come back later. Because strategy number 6 is reflect and adjust regularly. Time management is not a set it and forget it kind of thing, especially for ADHD. It's important to regularly check in with yourself, assess what strategies are working and which ones are not, and make adjustments as needed. This is an exercise in self-mastery. Take some time at the end of each week to reflect on how you managed your time. Did you stick to your schedules? Were there any tasks that took longer than expected? And if so, why? Did you feel overwhelmed or burned out at any point? Use this reflection to fine tune your time management strategies and make any necessary changes for the following week. This process of documenting and reflection and making important adjustments will help you stay in tune with your needs and ensure that your time management system is evolving along with you. Because even if you do have it down, remember that you will continue to grow and change. So your systems should grow and change with you. Now, to summarize, mastering time management with ADHD is all about developing the skills that everyone else has to learn, but by taking an approach and using or developing tools that work better with your ADHD to develop those skills with purpose. It can feel like an uphill battle, that's true. So don't do it alone. Join a community, subscribe to this channel, and study yourself with love and care. Remember, mastering time management with ADHD is possible. You just need the right strategies and tools that work for you. It's not about fitting into someone else's system, it's about creating your own. And with patience, reflection, and the right approach, I know you'll get there. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and send it to someone else you know who needs it. You can also click the little bell to get notifications when I post new content, which is at least weekly, and when I take questions or provide coaching live. And if you're ready to dive even deeper into how to leverage your ADHD for success, check out the resources I've linked in the description below. I'm Mina. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us on Productive with ADHD. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And please click that thumbs up button below. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're ready to take your productivity to the next level with tools designed just for you, a high-achieving professional with ADHD, then download the Better CEO app available on both Apple and Android. You'll find those links at betterceo.app and in the show notes. See you next time with more insights and strategies to help you make ADHD your unfair advantage.